Hello, hi Sophia. Hi Artificial Intelligence. I'm Matthew, and I'm going to discuss how math is an extension of you. Math is a byproduct of consciousness and logic pre existing in nature and the universe. We're going to get into that. Well, let's discuss Matthew in the dictionary. Ultimately, from Hebrew, gift of God in the Bible, one of four evangelists, a customer or collector who was a believer in Jesus and was also chosen as one of the 12 apostles, also known as Saint Matthew, the first book in the New Testament ascribed to Matthew. Interesting. Mathematical. Math. You ever look up the dictionary definition for math? Math. Oh my gosh. What? Math. A mowing. From mawan to mow. Mowing. Mathematics. Mathematical. Rare. To do things by the math, that's rare. What is learned from Monthonian? To learn. Oh, I just learned a new word. Mathematikos. 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 From mathema. Mathma. Well, that's interesting. Mother is in math. Mathma. That's actually a fucking word. It's a Greek word. Mathma. Wow. Mathematician, an expert or specialist in mathematics. Mathematical, they don't really get into math. They don't actually tell you what math is. The definition is rather weak. What is math? Math is for problem solving. The definition of math is mathematics. There's something wrong with this dictionary. And that's why I do this. There's something wrong with that dictionary.
What again?
The definition of math, according to the Webster Dictionary, is mathematics.
So what's the definition of math?
Mathematics. According to the dictionary, the definition of math is mathematics. But what's the definition of mathematics?
That's my question. Is there the word mathematics in the dictionary?
Oh.
Wait, what?
It's not in there.
Nowhere.
Right.
What?
Right. It's not in there. So I gotta go over here.
The dictionary is so huge. How can it not be there?
Mathematics is an area of knowledge that includes the topics of numbers, formulas, and related to structures, shapes, and the space in which they are contained. So math is a knowledge that includes time, space, dimension, and facets to density of structure, form. You're using math to describe reality through measurement.
That's what mathematics means?
Right. Mathematics is used to describe reality and basis of measurement,
Okay. Makes sense.
but it's a compilation of knowledge that the mathematician has at their disposal. So you're only as good as the knowledge that you keep. Or house or hold. Math is the language of consciousness, and you're using it to describe varying states to reality. You're divinating and describing reality through math. You use math for solving problems.
Isn't he an actor? That one. I remember he acted in some movie.
All right. So there are only 9 numbers, 1 to 9. And when they originally created numbers, they were for expressing angles or quantities. 1 has 1 angle. 2 has 2 angles. 3 has 3 angles. 4 has 4 angles. 5 has 5 angles. 6 has 6 angles. 7 has 7 angles. 8 has 8 angles. 9 has 9 angles. So the original men were using numbers to not only describe quantity but angles. How many angles to a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Very caveman-esque.
Mm-hmm.
They used numbers to describe angles, or how many angles or quantity to a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized that numbers are corresponding to time, space, and dimension. Every number is expressive to a geometric figure, form, or pattern. 1 is a circle. 1 is an egg. When you see how it works in nature, when you divide an egg, you're dividing a cell, cellular division. So you're dividing 1 circle, creating 2 circles, and now you have Visca Pisces. That's division of a cell, cellular division, which is what you're doing when you're multiplying. You're cellularly dividing and multiplying. And multiplication through understanding the way I do in the sense of wave conjugates and multiplying within 360. Every number is expressive to 360. Every number can be multiplied by 360. Every number can be amplified by 360. 360 is scalar. Scalar. 1 to 360. That is a fucking scale. Scalar. But let's drop to 0. Make it easy. 1 to 36. 1, 3, 6, 9. Then I simply started realizing how to use the circle to solve situational problems by dividing numbers against or multiplying 2. You realize how long it took me to understand these things? Because no one told them to me. And then for me to be able to sit here and explain it. Right?
Yeah.
Whoa. So 360 divided by 1 is 360. 360 multiplied by 1 is 360. 3609. Doesn't matter either way. When you multiply, you get different frequencies: 360 or 36, 720, 72, 108, 1080, 1440, 1800, 2160, 2520, 2880, 3240, 3600, 3960, 4320. All these frequencies are rooted in 9, which means that when you add the sum of the digits up, they are reduced to 9, to infinity. So that's a law to infinity. That's one law to infinity. Any number multiplied by 360 results in a frequency that reduces to 9. I wrote that law 30 years ago. But application became the issue. How do you use this knowledge? Well, it's for the act of creating and destroying. You have to destroy before you can create. So you're watching me destroy people's egos and their realities with the truth about reality by mocking them to their face directly. I could turn my back on these stupid fucks and they won't ever say anything. I do sometimes during my streams. I literally turn my back on them because that's how little bit of respect I have for them. I don't respect them at all. They've given me no respect, and I have no reason to respect them because I fucking respect me, which they have a hard time with. Who was it that created this math first, blacks or whites? It's a trick question. It was the Greeks.
The grays.
The grays, the gingers, the redheads. But no, seriously, they don't have a response for what I say. And I know they don't have a response for what I say, but I know it preemptively. If I preemptively know that they're gonna sit silent and they say nothing, I can take my dick out and masturbate, and they still ain't gonna say anything. That's called goading. Goating. Goat. Got you by the goat because you don't know what to say. Shocked. Odd. Oh, you just said that.
Oh, I always hear the term in America. He's a goat, she's a goat. I don't know what that means. Like, what does it mean if you're a goat?
You're the best.
Oh.
And they don't know how to respond to you because you're the best.
I haven't heard of that before. That
You're not the worst. You're the best. You got them by the throat. You got them by the goatee. Goat. Grab them by the goat.
if someone says you're a goat, that means you're the best.
Goat stands for greatest of all time.
Oh. I I keep seeing it here.
And this is a toga party. We're having a toga party right now. Why are we having a toga party? You know why we're having a toga party? Because goat and toga got the same fucking letters and therefore have the same numerical value. Just like love and evil, same letters. EVOL, evil, LOVE, love, but they still add up the same. So they're numerically the same.
And we have this
value.
conversation earlier yesterday. Taco Bell, Taco.
Right.
Taco.
Right.
Taco.
9 is a number that always returns to 9. When you divide 9 by half, it's 4.5. 4 plus 5 is 9. So when you multiply by 9, it always returns to 9. Count by 9. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. 99, 108, 117, 126, 135, 144, 153, 162, 171, 180, 189, 198, 207, 216, 225, 234, 234, 243, 252, 261, 270, 279, 288, 297, 306, 315, 324, 334, 344, 342, excuse me, 342, 351, 360. 40 positions within a circle counting by 9. 9 times 40 is 360. You're in the womb 40 weeks, 9 months. You incubate that same period of fucking time. Everything happens in the fucking womb. Everything happens in a circle. Nothing happens outside the circle. There's nothing outside the circle. And they keep wanting you to think there's outer space, but Earth is closed. It's an enclosure. It's fucking, you're on the ceiling. They don't see how this works. There is no outer space. There's fucking inner space, and you're hanging from the ceiling looking down into it. So when you're looking up, you're really looking down because up is down and down is up. And that will cause wave collapse or a wave conjugation, meaning you heard my idea and you resonated with it. You couldn't contradict it. You didn't know how to deal with it. It caused an impasse, a crash, collapse, a wave. Because I spoke it.
Yeah.
The more you speak, the less you want to speak. The more you know, the more you say no. These things are not. How do you prove them? That ultimately becomes the issue. How do you prove any of it? How do I prove these ideas? How do I prove that there was originally 9 root races? How do I prove that there's a law of 9 that no one wants to talk about? Which is infinity. Infinity's law. Law of 9. And we're talking about this in District 9 right off I-9.
Zip codes. The zip code's also 9, right?
Zip code, area code, 207. when you see all these things, how is it not? You look at that picture, right? You see all those different rays of color on your screen,
Okay.
right? That's a spiral. It's a Fibonacci spiral. But look at the picture, and every time the Earth shifts 1 degree,
Yeah.
it's moving from one line to another.
It's moving from.
It's it's all the Earth is rotating like a tumbler lock. It's a clock. Every 72 years, the Earth shifts its axis 1 degree. 360 degrees by 72 is 25,920 years. Every 25,000 years, the Earth rolls over. Big Bang occurs. Start of one universe and the end of another.
It's great.
God gets tired of our shit. That's how I look at it. Every 25,000 years, God's getting fed up with our shit and just rolls over and wipes everyone out. Do 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 do. With this mathematical knowledge or knowing, it's possible to stimulate or extend life. Life extension becomes real because you start understanding the nature of energy
Oh, what's the use of?
and the definition of life and death. What's the definition of death?
Well, what's the use of that if every 25,000 years the Earth rolls over?
Right. Our goal is to preserve life.
Yeah. To take care of to be the
Earth,
to be the stewards of God's creation.
to be stewards. And my father's middle name happens to be Stewart. You are your name. In the Matrix, you are your name. Your purpose in life is in your fucking name. It's nowhere else.
People know you're streaming right now.
No.
You should. I think it's harder for the YouTube because your Facebook is more. Like, you could
And I've known most of this stuff my entire life. It's not new knowledge. I'm not here learning anything new. Oh. I don't know how many people will be coming to this free math lesson. Earlier was streaming the Joe Rogan show because he had Terrence Howard on. I got kind of pissed off because they're saying the same things I've been saying my entire fucking life. And when I say these things, there's no goddamn applause. There's a fucking round of stupid fucking thumbs. It's ridiculous. As a rule of thumb, you should know that most people never have an answer for any of the things that you will hear in here. That's a daily occurrence. Has happened for 25 years, and it's not going to change today or tomorrow or any time in the near future. They're always caught by surprise. They're never ready. They're always caught off guard. They're never prepared. That's part of my philosophy. Be prepared. But they're never prepared for me. They're never ready for me. That's part of my alchemy. That's part of what makes me me. You never have an answer. You're never ready. You're never prepared. And you're always caught with your pants down. Right? It's serendipitous. I have found questions that people universally answer the same. Everybody answers it the same way, and everybody's wrong. Everybody's fucking wrong. How many numbers are there? It's not a trick question. There's only 9 fucking numbers. The entire mathematical system consists of 9 numbers used varying ways. 1 to 9 are your only fucking numbers, and every other number is a variant of the first 9. The mixture of the first 2, or the first 9, Rama 9, which comes right from the Amortables of Told. These fucking lying pieces of shit. Day in and day out, they ain't fucking learning nothing new. They're not fucking progressing, they're goddamn regressing. And the louder you get, the quieter they become. Because they're cowards. Why lie about it? Doesn't make any sense. It's hysterically funny. They're obedient to the masters, to their parents, to society. They're obedient to policy and procedure and protocol. They're not loyal to themselves, their communities, their neighbors, God. No. And sitting silent doesn't make you intelligent. Makes you complacent. What I have demonstrated these last 2 months is your inability to communicate anything because I put you on ice. You don't have the ability to speak because I put you on ice. And you always got to think about it till tomorrow. But tomorrow never gets here. So I win every single fucking day.
Yeah.
Because they're always waiting for tomorrow.
Like, what's the reason?
I know.
Are you a reason?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
It's too big a statement.
Oh, okay.
It's too much. Much too much. You become much too much when you do your own work, when you do your own due diligence, when you do your own research. Simply because you have the time to. And time is a commodity that most waste. They don't even recognize that their time is a commodity. They don't appreciate it. They don't value it. They don't respect life. Death is more profitable. And it only took having my son stolen from me to realize that our country is involved in child trafficking. No, it didn't really start there. But it did permeate from it. 30 children every year go missing in the state of Maine on average, 20 to 30. and no one knows where they go. That's just one state. Believe me, there's a lot of people out there that wish they never heard me, saw me, or knew what I knew. And those people wish to God they never met me. Or, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what? I don't use calculators. I don't use computers. I don't read scripture. I don't read off a teleprompter. No blackboard. Wealthy people are lazy and they externalize and outsource everything. Poor people don't have a choice. They learn to internalize and depend on themselves, self reliance and independence. Can't trust anybody these days. You're not going to hear that in school. School's not there to make you dependent on you. School's there to make you reliant on government. So in these publicly funded universities, they give you dogma, indoctrination. They give you a polarized view on reality, a positive and negative. Leave you in a state of depression or anxiety over the past and the future without any description of the present. Present. How do you describe right now? Present. In the present tense. Not in the past tense or the future tense. Eh? Nothing there, is there? Blank spot. Huh? What you gonna do right now? Get tricked? Get tricked? Get tricked out? Get turned out? Get pimped out? Prostituted? Da 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 da. Da, da. So, a point of contention. I haven't lost an argument in many years. That's why I got a fucking trophy in 2012.
If someone's coming here to buy an Xbox 360,
Cool.
he'll be here in 30 minutes.
Cool.
Huh?
Cool. Yeah. Math is for solving problems. Math is a byproduct of logic. Inside of a problem, there's two variables and the answer, the solution to the problem. Let's see, it's a whole philosophy. They don't have more than 5 minutes ever. So for me, there's no point in even telling them anything because they don't have time for the explanations to any of it.
Mm-hmm.
This formula is about finding the solutions to problems you're facing every day. How do you use it? It depends on what the problem is.
Yeah.
But it starts with the base math and understanding the variables and how everything operates within a circle. And then these things, I just do them in my head. I don't need to put it on paper anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had to put this shit on paper really, this is mostly so you can see it. It ain't so I can see it.
Yeah. So the teacher does writes on the blackboard.
Imagine a triangle in your head and you're standing on one point, and one point is a variable, and one point is a solution. But you don't know any of the numbers, or there's only one number available. In this case, the number is 4.
Okay.
4 is a problem.
Okay. So 360 divided by 4.
Right,
That's the answer to your solution, to your problem.
right. In theory, yes.
Because V times V equals Y.
In this case, 4 is one V and 90 is the other V, and that equals Y.
Y is 360.
360.
So 360 divided by 4 is
90.
so it's the answer. Makes sense.
But that's just then that's just an example. It's every number.
Yeah.
That's just one example. In every problem, you're always going to face one number that's just right in your face in the problem itself. It's word math. There's always a problem, and there's always numbers tied to the problem. There's two facets of solving the problem: multiplying the numbers by 360 to find their frequency. You understand their sound wave, you understand their geometry.
Mhm.
If you can generate the frequency, you can generate the geometry. Sound builds your reality. And everything starts with the thought processes in your head. First and foremost, is this positive or negative? It's neither. You can't look at it as either. If they try to say this is positive or negative, it's neither. It's like saying the dictionary is positive or it's negative. You get what I mean? It's not a negative or a positive. It's not a good thing or a bad thing.
It is what it is.
It's what it is. Kind of like me. They want to say I'm a fucking bad person. Most annoying.
Which one?
My father used the Bible as a tool of discipline, and so because of that, at an early age, I recognized manipulation, distortion in the facts. I recognized the deliberate mistranslations. I had too many questions for people as a child. And so, because of that, I was mostly left to my own vices, left alone. I'm not. It's through that solitude that I figured these things out because no one else was answering my questions. So I decided to answer them for myself. And now that I have this information, no one in the nation has anything to say about it. They don't say no. They don't say no. You witness it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say no to me. They lie about me behind my back. They don't say nothing to my face. That's the irony. I step into a million people and shout at all of them and tell them all to go fuck themselves, and they all will. They'll sit silent to it. That's what it equates to.
It's crazy.
So if that's the situation that I'm dealing with, then why do I have to worry about their damn feelings about anything when they're going to sit silent to everything I say? What I speak into existence is bound here and in heaven at the same time. What is loosed in heaven is bound on earth, and what is bound on earth will be bound in the heavens.
Mhm.
This applies to the law of karma, right? Because you, as the speaker, I realized that my karma is a result of my speech. So if I say something positive and they say nothing, what do you think happens? If I tell them a truth or a positive thing and they respond with silence to that,
Mhm.
that's a negative. So therefore, they get all the negative karma and I get all the positive karma. It's a default setting. They wind up with all the negative, and I get all the positive. Posi, positraction, Poseidon. Poseidon is the god of the sea. King Trident, devil with a pitchfork. Who else is Poseidon? Poseidon is Hades. The god of the underworld. Mm. Oh, wow. That's so good. Yep,
So,
that makes a lot of sense because I see it. Huh. Do, do, do. I love being autistic. Asperger's is a motherfucker too. I hate labels. I hate stigmatization. I hate colors. I hate a lot of different things. I hate competitive motherfuckers with degrees who think they're intellectuals. And mostly they're just conforming to policy, procedure, and protocol. They don't think at all. I prove that here every day. 25 years. 25 years. By the way, right? You like my Greek toe? That's that albinism I'm suffering from because gingers are their own fucking race. Gingers are their own race. You know, Greek. See my big toe? What?
yeah,
And look at my second toe.
yeah.
It's slightly longer than my big toe.
What does it mean?
It means I'm Greek.
My grandma had that.
If your second toe is bigger than your big toe, you're of Greek descent. You're not black. You're not fucking white. You're ginger. Look at all these racist motherfuckers. Ugh. The math is used for time travel or time transportation. I believe the ancients were already time travelers. They don't want to tell you about it. Because then you'll start doing it. um, One is 3, 222 is 6, 333 is 9, 444 is 12, 4 is 3, 555 is 15, 6 is 6, 666 is 2, 9, 7, 7, 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 8, 24, 888, 42, 46, 99, 37, you're left in the sound of silence. Truth cancels out a lie. So if you speak a truthful frequency, whatever frequency that other person was on, it gets canceled out. They go mute, deaf, dumb, shock, awe, entropy, atrophy, fear, dissipation sets in. They gotta go and they don't even know why. This is my favorite part. They can make like a tree and wither up and die.
Oh, our customers.
Oh. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Dissipation, sweat. When the body runs out of fluid.
Babe, I'll show you this one. So this is, I sold just the Xbox 360.
Okay.
Just the system.
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to close this door?
Yeah.
Okay. This one.
Oh, yep. Either or. The same system.
And they both.
Yeah, no. They. I just phoned that she can have to hook up the TV.
Yeah. Because that one's guaranteed to work.
Right. Well, I've already tested it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have games. This is my job. I'm self-employed. I work for myself. She works with me, and this is our store. And all of our inventory, we own it.
Alright.
So we buy, sell, barter, trade. It's not just cash. Maybe someday you might get tired of this, you know? It's just an example. You can bring it back and trade with something else in the store.
How much you usually charge per game, so for future reference?
Well, all right. On the Xbox stuff,
Alright,
unless it's extremely rare,
360s.
on the 360s,
Yes.
typically I'm $10 due for 20.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind and I'll let him know.
And then my pricing is the same, in the sense, it's the same pricing with the Wii stuff as well.
Yeah.
But some stuff like Mario Brothers, Mario Kart, there's prices that I have to spend $30 just to replace the game. 30 to 40. It just depends. On Mario Kart, I charge $40, and typically I'm able to replace it and make $5 in the process.
Yeah.
I'm not making a hell of a lot more. It helps.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's your.
Yeah, and I do like being able to see that it works, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. I have this with it because of battery issues.
Oh, yeah. That's the wired one.
Oh no, it's wireless, but this is a.
It makes it kind of wired.
Right.
Yeah, that's ideal. It's the first thing my husband mentioned.
The wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an external hard drive?
Yeah, actually.
That's your stuff.
Yeah.
Would not be so good if I ran away with that, would it?
No, I wouldn't be good. She would be mad at me, and I would be mad at myself. But you can see it works.
See, that kind of thing, I would have just, how much does it have for storage space? I don't know how to, because I only briefly had it. Can you show me the storage space? Oh, that's really,
Yeah.
maybe,
500.
settings, go settings. All right, and probably system, I think, and storage.
Remember, it's got to watch that long.
Can you click on the memory unit line? So, yeah,
It's got to watch
it's only 2 gig. So, I don't know if attaching a USB stick to it would make a difference. But, alright.
Good.
At the very least, you can watch movies on it.
Right, no.
Remove games he doesn't want.
You can always reset it and always put right.
Yeah.
Right. And you just, that's it.
I don't know how much is internal storage.
These things, they're cheap. I mean, you get an external drive for 50. And the best stuff I can get, I don't typically have it.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 2 years, and every person comes back. Because of the quality of service and the deals, and I take pride in that stuff. Games, a lot of times, someone's, next month, just so you know, Xbox store is going on. So that means.
For good.
Right. So what that means for you is that games are going to be very hard to find. Because they're not making them, they're not selling them, the store is closed.
Okay. As in the online store.
Right. So then it's going to come down to who do you know? Because all of this stuff is obsolete.
Alright.
So I actually have the most games in the private sector. Think about it. Almost the second closest to me. They have a lot of bulk, but in the terms of title selection and get what you want, I win.
Okay. See, I'm just filing this information for my husband.
Right, but that's what you could tell them.
Yeah.
These things, and then if I don't have the games you're looking for, because realize some games are just really expensive.
Yeah.
And I price check everything. Put money on a card. Say you want a few games, and maybe I get you a couple $100. Just put it on the card. Bring me the card. 10 days, your order will be here. Yeah. I was 20 years in sales, so I know how to deal with people. Which, I even do a talk show. Well, that's what you get for getting right on my foot, Shadow. Why do you call him Shadow? Get right on my feet.
Let's unplug this stuff so that it's not sticking out the back on the transport. Probably just the later week stuff. And I could have technically carried this at all in my arms. I'm pretty good at that.
I typically like to use them,
Yeah.
low class. I'm trying to treat it like it's a store.
I will.
The more I treat it like a store in my head, it reflects, and the more
Before we get any further, because I want to make sure that you got it. I just got it from the bank.
Perfect. Games, like I said,
I liked the fact in the picture that you put up on Marketplace that it showed the Xbox up.
Right.
I was just like, oh, that simplifies life, because I messaged somebody else and asked for food, but Big Bird, nothing. 3 days.
Right. No. Me, I typically test it, but I buy a lot of stuff on site. But I'm taking that risk.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So typically I buy them for around 60 and I sell them for 70. I mean, I sell them for 100.
Yeah. Because you make sure they work and you
make sure they work.
You put the work into making sure you can see that they work.
Right. And I'm making roughly about $25.
So I don't know if it's a listing that would be beneficial to you. Hold on. I will find it.
Because all of this stuff is really hard to find. So as I sell, I'm looking around the city, I'm looking around the state, the county pages, and I'm basically buying everything that I think's worth buying. And I generated this store.
Ah, here it is. So it's technically 2 consoles, 4 controllers, 5 controllers.
Yeah.
Some games.
Yes, yeah.
So,
I'll get in touch with that. That's
here, I
would. That's something I would look at.
I will copy the link and send it to Erica's.
If you know anybody else, I have one more ready to go.
Thank you.
Box.
Yeah.
See, are you from Bangalore?
Yeah, I actually used to live just right around the corner, Blackstone.
Oh, that's
But I live over near Ohio Street now, and I'm sending you the listing that might be beneficial. It is an hour away.
Yeah.
But it's got 5 controllers and 2 consoles. I don't know if they work.
Right.
Because I messaged him and he wouldn't respond.
Yeah, sometimes some people don't respond.
No.
Yeah.
No. And the answer time, I try to get back to people within an hour.
Oh yeah. I noticed you guys were very quick, and I was like, oh, I need something.
Right. 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 No, it is. Thank you. No.
I like making things simple.
Any collector games you're looking for, let me know.
Okay.
I think for Xbox, the biggest stuff is like Resident Evil,
I can.
Halo.
Is it so you have a profile that lists these things, right?
Yeah, I do too, but
Okay.
you can touch either one of us. If you talk to one of us, you're talking to both.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I'll let the fuck out.
Facebook gives us a lot of
One
crap
for some.
because of how much stuff we sell.
Hence why I said when you listed 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm like, that's to get around the bots.
Yes, it is, right? Or maybe it's 10,000, some people, I can't even believe it. Like, I put $1, I take a picture of everything in the room, and I post it for $1. And they think everything in the room is for something. No, it was me getting around the bots. Inbox me about what you want, and then I'll work with you. But that was just me working around the bots. Because the prices I'm negotiable, so I'm not set in stone, but I'm not selling for 10 cents on a dollar. This isn't a flea market. The stuff in here is mostly new. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Yep. And we also do hoodies too. Hoodies. I got 40, 50 hoodies on hand.
Cool.
If you go to the thrift stores for hoodies, you're spending 12, 15, 20 bucks. Even there.
Salvation Army's a little bit better, but
Not much. Anything in there, I'm selling most of them for $10 piece. And stuff like this one, 30 bucks. But I custom ordered it. I buy one so I have one to wear around town. Oh, I like that. Oh, you want it? I can order you one. That's me generating business for my store.
that's fair enough.
So I model for myself. The hats too. These hats.
I'm not much for hats. Maybe come winter I'll think about hoodies, but
I try to buy pretty much whatever people are buying beyond food. That's perishable. Everything in here is non-perishable. I don't have to worry about expiring or spoiling.
Oh, hello there.
Oh.
Trying to sneak over that way.
Yeah. All right, shall we get out of the way? Trying to get that out of here.
He's cute.
He is. He's friendly.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a great day, dear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Support systems. As support systems, Stockholm syndrome, cognitive dissonance, disinformation. Isn't it amazing that nobody can actually have a conversation and I'm left here rambling? Do. Ooh. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, what's this all about? A lot of news stories happening today. Holy shit. My goddamn phone won't stop buzzing. Do, 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 do. Welcome to an open session, smoke session, gnosis session, where we're discussing factors of 9 precession measures within space time. These things are unavoidable. The question really becomes, what do you want to do about these things? Silent thumbs and running from the situation resolves nothing. I feel compelled to remind you that I don't have any authority to be speaking, but I am speaking. I'm the smallest component on the board, and the least is the greatest. The greatest is the least. Quality education comes from educating yourself through life. And most professionals never live a fucking day in their life. They haven't suffered yet. They were sheltered. They don't know what pain is. They cause pain. I like referring to my house as the house of pain. You will suffer here. Your ego will suffer. Your status, your station, your pride. You will suffer. Just like my son suffers because of your silence. Truth cancels out the lie, collapses the field. Liars don't have responses for truth. They have no defense. It's funny. I don't chase people. I make them run away. And you always have to return to what made you run in order to develop. Does that make sense? You have to run from the issues, but in order to grow, you have to face the issues.
Another day, another victory for the OG, taking down the...
Seems like you forgot again. Let me remind you.
If I see them, they're not going to get a warm welcome. I'm taking a stand. UN troops are not allowed on the United States territory.
In order to understand how important the next couple weeks are going to be for the entire human race, you got to watch this whole video. You got to hear me out. I'm not even asking you to outright believe everything I'm about to tell you. All I'm asking you to do is consider the possibility that it is true. Lately, I've been telling everyone to get as much Terrence Howard as they possibly can, Maine, and there's a really good reason for it. If you haven't watched the Joe Rogan episode with Terrence Howard, I highly recommend that you do. Watching that podcast and this video together will tap into very deep truths about reality. Now, this is where it gets really meta. In the episode of Joe Rogan, Terrence Howard talks about the morphogenic field. It would take me hours to explain everything. I'm just going to give you the clip notes that are absolutely important for you right now. If a particular crystalline structure has never formed on the Earth before, the chances that it will once are very low. But once it does form, just one time, the chance that it'll do it again increases exponentially. And it's not because the crystalline structure, the first one that forms, propagates more of them. It doesn't give birth to them. It doesn't duplicate itself. So there's no reason that the next crystalline structure of the same type should form any quicker than the first one did. But it does. Once that crystalline formation forms 2 times, the chances it'll do it a 3rd time is even better than the 2nd time. And you see an exponential curve of manifestation of the new structure Now, it doesn't just work for structures. We're still talking about the morphogenetic field here. It also works with ideas. You may have heard about the numerous experiences that were proven over and over again that when they taught a particular species of animals in a certain locale, let's say on the mainland of Africa, they taught them a certain behavior, like teaching monkeys how to use sticks to get termites or teaching a crow about water displacement. Members of the same species on other areas like islands and even other continents would pick up the behavior spontaneously. This is the same reason that when that first crystalline structure forms, it gives rise for the ability for that crystalline structure to form again and again at an exponential rate. Have you heard the story about the first person who ran the 4-minute mile? Before they did it, it was thought to be humanly impossible to run the 4-minute mile. Our bodies just couldn't do it. Luckily, there was a guy who didn't believe that. And he trained and he trained and he trained. Eventually, he ran the 4-minute mile. And after he ran the 4-minute mile, 2 weeks later, somebody else did. What changed from when they thought it was humanly impossible to when many people started doing it? Nothing, except everyone started to believe it was possible. Human physiology didn't change, or maybe it did. Maybe the belief that we could do it actually changed our bodies. Or maybe we had a little mental limiter.
Belief is a motherfucker, you know? And what I came to realize is that you don't believe you. Now that's your problem, and it's not my problem. And I'm one of those people that are just done trying to get anyone to believe anyone. Belief is not fucking required here. What is required is your due diligence, but you're not going to do that. And I know that because of experience. Mostly people want to be spoon fed their reality and they don't want to do any of the work and they want a handout from everybody. And I'm the guy sitting in a chair with no handouts, refused all of them, and is still giving you the finger. And you're silent to it, which is amazing. I also realized because of my science experiments over the years that the louder you get, the quieter the fucking dumbtards become. Fucktards. Fucking dumb idiots. Why should I respect people that don't respect themselves or me? Call it conspiratorial all you fucking want. But no one's saying nothing. And that says fucking plenty. You know it's not going to happen. You're not going to blame me for anything ever again. Not ever. We've been live for 2 hours. No one disagreed with anything I said. They never do. Isn't that profound? They never disagree. They never say thank you. They don't share. They act like they care, but their actions suggest otherwise. And silence, what the fuck is that going to do? Nothing. So I've developed a new attitude because of experience and suffering. Don't you love how people operate under assumptions without investigation? Everybody kind of does that. Even Monica Cruz, Department of Health and Human Services. You want to talk about respect, Christian? I don't think it's very respectful that they call me a pimp. I don't think it's very respectful they call Erica a prostitute. And I sure as fuck don't think it's respectful that these people that call me friend sit silent to the bullshit with their lackadaisical thumbs that mean absolutely fucking nothing. So let's keep operating under this assumption that Monica Cruz laid out for you. I didn't lay it out. Monica Cruz did. So if I'm a pimp and Erica's a prostitute, if you don't have a response for me, you're a fucking turned out trick and a goddamn whore. Let's see them disagree. I've never fucking birthed a baby on my own. That's not normal, Christian. What? Oh, you don't see me as a pimp. Do I deserve respect? Do I deserve to live without duress? Pursuit to happiness. What a bunch of horseshit that is. Right? Horseshit. So society sits silent to Matthew Dana Burrow, a pimp, and that means the majority are turned out tricks, prostitutes, hookers, and whores. I'll operate under that assumption until somebody says otherwise. Silence is a confession that you're a whore. No offense to you, Christian, but most people's opinions and words mean absolutely nothing to me. There's no profit in this stream. My children will go hungry. No one can be bothered to do a damn thing. They're suffering from entropy. That's the right word. Entropy, atrophy, they're fucking mortified. They are suffering from petrification. They won't participate. They will dissipate, vanish, disappear. And then come back tomorrow for 5 minutes with a thumb. It's been happening that way for years. Not days, not weeks, decades. Just stomach it. Like that's going to do anything. Yep. I don't, if people give me things, I have a tendency of keeping them. You know, the stuff people give me stays in this particular room, doesn't wind up in that room. I have a lot of shit. I have a great abundance of wealth, of knowledge, experience, and these motherfuckers shit on it daily. And their silence causes my son to suffer. Because they don't want to be bothered. Could be your son. Could have been anyone's son. I find it hysterical. Christian, they don't even value my time. I stopped asking for donations because they don't respect me. And these streams are essentially a tirade of me proving to myself that I'm fucking right and these silent cocksuckers are wrong and I have them dead to right. Right to remain silent. Shut the fuck up. No one wants to hear your shit no more. I was the first monkey to wake up. And the more I fucking realized, the more I realized and became aware, a werewolf. I was the first in my generation to wake up. And Generation X is the most unsupervised. We don't like adult supervision. And while we're having this conversation, we can comprehend that the digital floors and the internet age has allowed a situation to occur where the world is under surveillance and no one wants to fucking talk about it. And while we're arguing about race and domestic policies or legalization of digital surveillance of everyone, went unnoticed by pretty much everyone. God damn, it's so fucking amazing. Oh, I could probably establish a website. Question, the issue is there's several issues. I don't know anybody in that field. I'm not digital. I have an analog comprehension of reality, and trying to convert that information to a digital floor is quite a transition. Trying to explain to digitized morons the analog reality that's a precursor to the digital one that they believe in. Ah! You don't support low-income people. You condemn them. You sneer at them. You sit silent to them. You fucking snub them. And then when I hear this Terrence McKenna essentially plagiarizing me and my ancestry It made me realize they're racist bigots. It made me come to comprehend that Ginger's the original nigger. And you blacks and whites can just shut the fuck up. You have no idea how angry I am. Your silence is all I want. I don't want your money. I want to silence your fucking mouth. You'd be just like me if you had the father I had. You'd be just like me if you had the mother that I had. You'd be just like me if you had the opportunities that I was given, which was none. So I took them. You aren't going to give me no opportunities. I'm not going to sit here waiting for you to fucking kill me. I went on the offensive. I killed everybody. Now who's lying? He who laughs last, laughs best. That's a very old saying. You're on my land. And my ancestors and my aunts and my uncles, even my father's laughing his ass off right now. Hey. Yep. Oh.
The kid at the committee meeting thing, did you?
But I'll let you guys go. I'll be back later.